Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
How are you doing today, Monica?
I'm fine.
All right, perfect. Do you mind if you can put your webcam on?
Oh, okay.
Okay, hi, nice to meet you. So this is your first time joining my class. Can you introduce yourself to me?
Yes, it is my first time being in this class. My name is Monica. I'm middle-aged and I live in the south part of Taiwan. I live in Kaohsiung. Yeah.
Oh, okay, nice. Well, I'll let you know a little bit about myself as well. As you know, my name is Melissa. I actually live in Toronto, Canada, and I will be teaching you some English today. So, let's see. We got so I'm going to share my screen with you. Let me see. How's everything going on in Taiwan right now? Can you hear me, Monica?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. How's the weather like in Taiwan?
It was sweltering. It was extremely hot recently.
Oh yeah. Oh okay. Okay. Right now in Toronto, it's raining. It's pretty gloomy right outside right now, so that's interesting. Okay. So before we take a look into today's lesson, I'm gonna turn a video on. We're gonna take a closer look at this video, and then we're gonna discuss from there. Okay. Perfect.
Quite how long we spend on those strands of stringy keratin that sprout unreliably from our scalps. We will, over a lifetime, devote thousands of hours and even more money to hairdressers' careful attempts to dimensions. There are days when our entire mood will be supported by a sense that our hair is cooperating, and others when our spirits will be just as powerfully ruined by an unfortunate glimpse of our disobedient locks in an elevator mirror. Why does it matter so much? Because, however odd this may sound, we are using our hair to speak. We're trying, through the syntax of colored protein filaments, to express key aspects about who we are. It's always precarious for us to transmit our identities to those around us. We rely on other accompanying details: our shoes, our jewelry, our clothes, and of course, most centrally, those strands of hair. Everyone's hair speaks in a slightly specific dialect, but we can, with relative ease, define some of the main entries in humanity's vast and nuanced dictionary of hair. We're letting the world know that we're busy, organized, and not to be interrupted lightly, long, flowing, and tangled. We're reminding society of our opposition to some of the demands of modern capitalism. We're spiritual beings, our hair is saying. We have a heart, and we make the time to notice what really counts. Emphatic side parting. We're using hair to tell others that we're careful, modest, patient, sensible, and very willing to be realistic. We can be relied upon. Brush forward, closely cropped, in the manner of a Roman general. We're too immersed, our hair informs society, in the real battles of life to care about trivia. We make our hair obey. We've grown indifferent to criticism, and in a good way, we're hard to impress. Hair truly is a subtle and intricate language. The problem, or even tragedy, is that other people aren't necessarily paying very much attention to what it's saying. We encounter this awkward reality in the difficult moments after our return from an expensive and slow-moving hairdresser. We rejoin our friends or lovers with an expectant, "What do you think?" only then to receive mildly confused responses. Those trousers suit you? Or have you lost weight? We felt that it mattered so ardently that the Locks are now combed just a little more to the left and one shade closer to blonde. Others don't give a damn, though in the privacy of their own bathrooms, they too will take immense care of what their hair is saying. And yet, what we're encountering in the limited context of hair is simply a problem that haunts us throughout our lives, the essential loneliness of the human animal. We have an extraordinarily limited power to get others to care about and understand us the way we so crave to be grasped, and vice versa. We shouldn't mock others for caring so much about their hair, or berate ourselves for doing the same. We're just engaged in the poignant business of attempting to communicate who we are. With all those dyes, curlers, tongs, and scissors, we're just trying to make ourselves a little more clearly understood in a world with painfully little inclination to care.
Okay, so Monica, taking a closer look into this video.
Pardon?
So taking a look into this video, what are your thoughts initially from watching it?
I couldn't hear. I couldn't hear the voice of the video very clearly, and neither could I read the subtitle clearly because I couldn't read the subtitle in the full screen model. So the subtitle was have covered by the system. Yeah. So I couldn't understand the video very much.
Okay, well, I'm sorry about that. You should have told me. I would have paused the video and fixed it. Okay, that's okay. Well, we're gonna just take a look into the reading. The video, all it was mentioning, just to give you a brief overview, it was just mentioning the different types of hairstyles that we can have, and kind of like what type of hairstyle what will resemble how we are as people and how our lifestyle is. I'm just gonna turn. Does that make sense? Does that make sense, Monica, on like the different types of hairstyles that we can have and how it depicts our personality? Oh, I can't hear you. Did you say anything?
So can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh, okay. Did you just ask me a question?
Yep, I asked you a question I was just mentioning what the video was talking about and how you can have, depending on how your hairstyle is, it kind of goes on what your personality is. And that's what the video was talking about, where certain hairstyles can showcase how you are as a person. If your hair is tied back and in a bun, it was saying how you're busy. Or if your hair was flat and down, just it would say that, okay, you're more laid back. So that's what this video was talking about. Mainly it was talking about different hairstyles and how our also how our hair grows as well. Does that make sense?
Yes, I think that is what the video talks about.
Okay, perfect. Now, before we get into the reading, could you tell me more about what you think, how hairstyle or lifestyle depends on person to person, depending on your personality?
Depend on my personality. For myself, I don't think I don't have much thinking about hairstyles. Yeah. because I don't care much about my hairstyle. I always have my hair tied back as a tie uh, as a ponytail or something. Yeah, because it's easier for me. Because I think it will be because I feel more relaxable by that way.
Mhm.
I don't like to spend too much time cleaning or managing my hair.
I mean, that's kind of like how I am. I normally keep my hair up all the time. So I don't really like it when it's down because it's always in the way.
Yes.
And I think even right now with COVID going on, you can't really go outside to get a haircut either. So it's just nice to have because my hair is pretty long. It's up to my hips. So it's pretty nice to just not have it in your way, and you're able to focus on other things than your hair. So I have to agree with you on that. Okay, let's see. So I'm gonna ask you to read a few sentences for me. I'm going to highlight them and then you could begin, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. It could seem bizarre quite how long we spend on those strands of stringy.
Stringy.
Hours and even more money to hairdressers for attempts to coax and our cover into exactly the right color, shape, and dimensions.
You're frozen on my end. I think your internet froze. Monica?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Your internet was frozen, so right when you started reading, it completely went. It was really hard to hear you with the internet connection being poor, but I can hear you just fine now. Do you mind repeating this word for me?
Okay. Which word?
Yep, I highlighted it.
Okay.
I think your internet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'll mind my internet just a while. Okay.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi, Monica. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, perfect. Well, I'm glad you're able to figure out the internet. You able to turn your webcam on as well so I can see you?
Okay.
Okay, perfect. Let me go ahead and share my screen with you. There we go. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so let's start from the beginning before the internet got kind of poor. So I asked you if you could pronounce this word for me. Do you mind?
I think it's called stringy.
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 Stringy, yeah. Perfect, good job. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna highlight this sentence and then I just want you to read it for me whenever you're ready.
We will, over a lifetime, devote thousands of hours and even more money to hear Jesus's careful attempts to coax and scout our coffiner into exactly the right color, shape, and dimension.
Good job. Good job. Okay. Now I'm gonna go down here actually. Let's see. So there's different, this was going off of what I mentioned earlier about what your hair length says about your true personality. And there's different types of hairstyles right here. So just going off of this, I won't turn the video on, I'll just leave it for later, but there's different types of hairstyles. So there's a pixie cut or very short hair that you can also have. There's a bob cut or by the shoulder hairstyle. There's a lob, which that was really popular, which is a bit little over shoulder length. And then you have long hair. Now, I'm gonna actually get you to read a few more sentences for me. Can I get you to read? Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get you to read just these two sentences. And then before I do, I wanna welcome, hi Weston, how are you?
Hello, Melissa.
How are you doing today?
I'm good today.
Okay.
And a bit tired. I guess I will sleep after going to NJBC.
Okay. Well, welcome back. I haven't seen you in a while, so thank you for coming back and joining my class. It's great to see you as always. Excellent. So I'm going to get Monica. So Monica, this is Weston, one of our other students that we have here. In we're talking about hairstyles, Weston, just to give you an overview. And then Monica, you can begin reading this sentence and then we'll go from there.
Okay, I go ahead. A lot of times we decide to cut our hair and change our look completely to feel a breath of fresh air and start a new chapter in our lives. Little do we know, the hair length may say a lot about a person's personality and character.
Okay, perfect. Good job. That was really good. Okay, so reading off of this, and what do you think? So this is just going off of, do you think that by looking at someone, you can kind of have an idea on how their personality is or how their character is depending on their hairstyle?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. Why do you say so?
Actually, we can know a person's personality from their from some nonverbal body languages, the way they act and their postures, how they dress themselves, and even their hairstyles. I thought in my way of thinking, I think judging from I think hairstyle is just one way of judging a person's personality. Yeah, just one of the ways.
One of the ways.
Yes.
Yeah. I have to agree with you as well. Weston, do you have anything as well to add on to what Monica mentioned? What are your thoughts about personality or character depending on someone's hairstyle?
I don't really realize that someone that would normally have a long hair. I didn't notice something like this trait. I just think that they have those style, this hairstyle, this looks cool.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah. Now, going off of what you said, Monica, let's go ahead and brainstorm some other ways you can kind of characterize someone's personality. So you mentioned that hairstyle is one way. What are some other ways that we can kind of understand?
Posture.
Yeah, posture too.
Posture. Yeah, posture. And maybe, and also some how they, and also some other non-verbal behaviors, like how they stand, how they act, and how they play their arms. I think they are included in the posture. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or their how they dress themselves.
Body language.
Yeah, body language.
Body language, clothes they wear. Anything that you want to add on, Weston?
No.
No? Okay. Let's see. What else can we add? Tattoos. Tattoos can be one too. Tattoos are one to showcase one's personality. Earrings, jewelry. Jewelry is one way of showcasing. Jewelry is one way of showcasing one's personality. Hair, if your hair is colored, so that can be something too. Hair color. What else so is it more easier to figure out a female's personality more because we have long hair and we have different long hair, short hair, we have different ways of styling our hair, or is it equal when you view a man and a female? You can easily tell that, okay, he might be this way, or that this female might be a certain way, because typically, not in all cases, but typically men tend to have shorter hair for the most part in society. Any thoughts?
About jewelry and something, I think it may show this person, like if he fingernail, if all the finger have the jewelry, that means someone is very like to show how rich are them, and
Yeah.
I don't know the real risk. Maybe people can guess a little bit the trait of that person.
Yeah, that's a really good point to mention, how depending on how much jewelry someone wears, it can showcase, not necessarily, it could showcase how rich they are, how much money they have. So that can be now, that can also go with clothes as well. Depending on what clothes you wear, if you wear name brand clothes or if you wear certain clothes that are stylish, then that can also depict that, okay, this person is either wealthy or they like fashion. They like fashion. So going off of that topic, how is it required in your school system to wear a school uniform?
School uniform.
Yeah.
Do you mean? Yeah, I am required to wear a school uniforms even in the college.
Even in college, okay.
Yeah.
Weston, is that's the same for you as well?
Yes, I need to wear.
Okay, yeah. That honestly, that's great. For me, I grew up in Canada. The school area that I went to, it was a public school, but we were not required to wear school uniform. We could wear any clothes that we wanted to. but I feel that it's better to wear school uniforms to keep everyone uniform, so we don't have to worry about what we're wearing every day for work. For school, so that everyone can be treated equally. Um, uh, do you have to wear certain? Are you allowed to wear different shoes, or are you required to wear sneakers, or what's with your shoe situation?
Yes, when I was in high school, we were required to wear leather shoes only.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And so because West and Monica, you both are required to wear school uniforms. What are your thoughts about it? Do you like the fact that you don't have to worry about what to wear every single day? What are your thoughts, or do you not like it?
But well, did you just ask me a question?
Yeah, I asked both of you guys a question. Anyone can jump in. Do you like wearing school uniforms? Do you find that it's better to not really worry about what to wear every single day for going to school?
Yes, I do. Even right now, I prefer to wear uniforms when at work. But in fact, I don't have any uniforms for work. So I have to. So I can emphasize that kind of worries. Getting up in the morning and wondering which dress to wear for work. Yeah, for those people who are against for uniforms at school and at work, I'd better suggest them to try this kind of feelings. I think they will start to get to be they will start to regret about what they thought before, because it's really time wasting to worry about what to wear in the morning. Yeah.
I have to agree with you. Coming off of someone who doesn't wear school uniforms, I do have a uniform for work now, which I like a lot. But for school, I was constantly stressed out about what to wear. Is my laundry done? Oh, what are people going to think about me when I was younger? Since that was such a hot topic for kids who are younger, they always want to wear stylish clothes and whatnot. So I find that it's beneficial to have school uniforms, at least up until college. What about you, Weston? Do you like wearing school uniforms?
Not really.
Yeah, why so?
I like to wear normal clothes, and button is hard to wear.
Yeah, the collar shirt that you have to wear.
White.
Okay. Now, do you? Because I know that sometimes there's days where you don't have to wear school uniforms to school. Is that something that you guys have to? Like for one day, you wouldn't have to wear a school uniform? Or is it?
Okay.
Is it
Can you say that
required?
again?
Oh yeah. So sometimes, from what I've heard, sometimes there's a day, like let's say Friday, where you don't have to wear your school uniform. You can wear whatever clothes you want. Is that something that's in your school system, or is it required to wear a uniform at all times?
If I need to back to school in a school, that I must wear school uniform all the time.
Okay. Good. You get a good sense, I guess, if you like it or not. Okay. I'm gonna go back to this now. I'm gonna get Weston. I'm gonna get you to read some of these sentences for me. I'm gonna highlight them. So whenever you're ready, Weston, you may begin. Okay.
Okay. cutting hair short is a very bold choice for women. Unfortunately, this beautiful haircut doesn't suit everyone, so you never know whether it is exactly for you or not. However, women with pixie cuts whose independence, strong will, and femininity in the most powerful way.
Perfect. Thank you, Monica. Okay, Weston, can I get you to read these sentences for me, Weston?
Okay, if you choose this hairstyle as your perfect look, you are quite confident, sociable, flirty, and overall pleasant person. You find it very easy to meet new people and make new friends. You love jobs that allow you to emphasize your intelligence, and you know exactly how to face problems with integrity and
Yeah,
self.
integrity.
Although sometimes you can act without thinking.
Okay, perfect. Can I just get you to read this word for me again?
Integrity.
Integrity. Perfect. Perfect. And then Monica, can I get you to read this word for me again?
Femininity.
Yeah, perfect. Perfect. Okay, so just reading off of this about a pixie cut or having very short hair, would you have to agree that they are more, that people who have short hair or who have a pixie cut are more confident, are sociable, and overall pleasant people? Would you have to agree with that, or does it depend on person to person?
I don't agree with this idea. I think cutting your hair short or not is a personal choice. Traditionally, most of men prefer women with long hair, and that contribute to many women prefer to have their hair longer.
Yeah.
I think that is a kind of stereotype. Yeah,
I have to agree. Even in my culture, it's a stereotype that typically females tend to have more longer hair because males find it attractive, and another reason being we tend to braid. I'm Indian, so we tend to have our hair braided or have it very long because we have thick hair. So we and there's different ways to style it. So it's something that's always been like a tradition, even for us as well, that females typically have longer hair too. So I can relate to that. Yeah. What about you, Weston? What are your thoughts about shorter hair, about a pixie cut? Do you think that what this sentence says is correct, or do you think it depends on person to person?
No, I think if you cut it short, it means that you are a person that don't want to spend money, because if you cut for long hair, then it will be fast. It will grow again faster. Then you need to cut the hair earlier. So I normally cut shorter hair, and I can cut the hair for for later, for 1 and 2 months, that I can save the money.
Yeah. I mean that's also true too. If you
Someone cut a short hair not because just for their personality, maybe some reason of they want to save money or other reason.
Yeah, that's also true too. They just want shorter hair because it's easy to manage. It's manageable. You don't have to worry about manageable. you don't have to worry about getting haircuts frequently, so you're saving money. What else? Manageable, you're saving money. It's also less work. You don't have to worry that much to style it because it's already short. You can't really do too much with it other than put it back. So that does play into account, and I have to agree with you. I think not necessarily it's that you're confident or this and that or you're sociable, but it could be a personal choice too. If you want to cut your hair short or keep it long. So going off of now, we're gonna go take it to the long side and see what they're saying. Now, Monica, can I get you to read a few of these sentences for me whenever you're ready?
Okay. Pretty much in every shampoo commercial, you see a woman with unbelievably beautiful and thick hair. And for many women, having healthy and long hair became a truly dearest wish. Yes, it's hard to manage and it takes a lot of time to style. But beauty comes first, isn't it? Well, if you have long hair, should I continue?
Yeah, you can continue.
Okay.
Right here.
If you have long hair, you are usually very careful, patient, and dreamy. In love, you seek a long-term relationship and give your all. But you are also very selective and demanding with your partner.
Okay. Weston, can I get you? Actually, Monica, can you finish this whole all of this for me?
Okay, you are prepared to figure for your relationship, but only if your partner is ready to do the same. The same thing applies to your dreams. You are ready to do the impossible to achieve your goals. You know your worth and respect yourself without being arrogant, and your perseverance will help you achieve anything you want. And that's it for women's hairstyles. Share your opinions in the comments on whether you found some similarities in these descriptions with yourself or anyone else you know.
Okay, perfect. And then Weston, I'm just gonna get you, oh, I thought it would be more sensitive. I'm just gonna get you to read these lines for me whenever you're ready.
What about men? What surprising things can our hair length show about us? Time to find out all the answers. Number 1, nearly shaved hair or bald hair. Nearly shaved hair or even bald hair often gives other people the signals of dominance, total masculinity, and toughness. Usually, we kind of go for this hairstyle to appear exactly like that for everyone around, right?
You can just finish the last sentence right here as well.
But does this really work? Well, simply speaking, if you chose this hairstyle as an ultimate one for yourself,
it's not that far from the truth. I'll just finish that sentence. Okay, so now we're talking about long hair, and then for men, we're talking about nearly shaved or going bald. And now in the long hair, it was mentioning how if your hair is super long, it indicates that you want a long-term relationship and you'll be giving it your all. And how beauty is everything before you should manage your hair. What are your thoughts about that? Would you agree that because if you have long hair, you're more likely to want a long-term relationship, have a long-term relationship? Any thoughts?
of the relationship?
Yeah, that if females who have longer hairs typically are better at maintaining a long-term relationship from what this from what this is saying?
I think it's just the style that they like.
Yeah.
Like someone like to eat someone like to eat rice and someone like to eat noodles. I think it's the similar things.
Mhm, mhm. Yeah, I think so too. What about you, Monica? Do you have anything to add on to this?
I don't think they are related.
Yeah, yeah. I have to agree with you. I don't think it's necessarily necessarily true that if you have long hair, you're more inclined to want a long-term relationship or even maintain a long-term relationship. Again, I think that goes based on your personality and the personality of the partner. Having long hair, short hair is a personal choice. I don't think it goes too in depth about relationships. At least that's what I think as well. Now, what about for nearly shaved or bald hair? It was saying how right over here often gives other people the signals of dominance, total masculinity, and toughness. Would you have to agree that if a male is either bald or has very thin, nearly shaved hair, that he would portray this type of character?
Yes, for me, I think for if the man with nearly bald or a shaved hair, then they will give me that kind of impressions. But what's more, in Taiwan, many people will even think they are just released from the prisons. Yeah, because for prisoners, they are required to shave their hair to or even bald. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So for earlier days, for earlier days, people will have very bad impressions about men with that kind of hairstyle. They may think they are gangsters or just released criminals. But not nowadays. Nowadays, shaved hair or even bald hair is a kind of stylish. It's quite stylish. Yeah.
Yeah, that actually is a pretty good point that you had made. Also, military men. If you're in the
Yes.
military, if you're in Marine, it's required that you have either your hair is bald or you have very, very thin, like not thin hair, very nearly shaved hair, which is required. And I have to agree with the sentence because whenever I look at a man who's in the military, I immediately think, okay, he is a very tough man and he's very masculine. Only because he's in the military, he's fighting for his country, and he has that sort of demeanor on him as well. Weston, would you like to add anything to this? Or what are your thoughts about bald hair and nearly shaved hair?
That you mean that fight for his country?
Could you repeat that, Weston? I think you're in it.
I have a friend that I have a friend that he's really less hair and nearly bald hair, and
Yeah.
he seems like just kind person.
I mean, there you go. It doesn't necessarily always have to mean that depending on how your hair is, you're going to be a certain way. Everyone is. We all have our own personalities, so that's something that's good that she pointed out that your friend he is nearly bald, but he's still a nice person. So that just goes to show how hairstyle does not fully correlate to one's personality or how tough, nice someone is. Now, does anyone do either Monica or Weston? Do you guys have any questions or anything you'd like me to go over again or need more clarification on?
I don't know. I don't have any questions.
Okay. What about you, Weston? Do you have any questions?
No.
No? Perfect. Okay. So going off of now, I think another point that we can make is how with COVID, everything was shut down. So we didn't have any places to go to get our haircut done. Do you think this might have changed people's perspectives about, because I'm pretty sure for the most part, people have their hair is gone, their hair is grown out now. Do you think that might have changed someone's thoughts about having a different hairstyle? Or embracing how their hair is right now, or what are your thoughts on that?
Can you repeat your question again? I'm sorry.
Yeah, no problem. So because of the lockdown, you couldn't really get a haircut. So as a result, your hair is growing. Your hair is still growing. Now, people who might have short hair, their hair is probably not short anymore, or people who have long hair, their hair is even longer. Do you think that has changed their perspective on how their hair is or how their hairstyle will be?
Oh, so you are asking whether the change of person's hairstyle represent the change of their personality?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of like are they willing to embrace how their hair is now? Because you can't go get a haircut. So do you think people are more accepting that, okay, my hair is longer now, or my hair isn't the way how it used to be, that they're more accepting and that they might like their hair now or they might not? What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's quite good news for a person to change their hairstyle, because it is not realistic at all for a person to have the same hairstyle all of their life. If they do, that means they don't have any new reflection or changes in their life, which is quite bad for me. Which is quite bad in my way of thinking. Yeah. When you are young, you are supposed to have people are supposed to have a very stylish and fashionable hairstyle. And when you are getting older, people are supposed to have a more manageable hairstyle, because we have to take care of our family, and maybe we have to take care of a heavier workload, something like this. Yeah. So I think it's very natural for a person to change their hairstyle, or for them to have different kind of hairstyles in a different period of their life. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. Just a thought that occurred in my head was, when a female is pregnant, typically what I've noticed is that they tend to have shorter hairstyles. They tend to cut their hair short because it's easier to manage. You're taking care of your family. You have a baby growing, and they don't have time. New mothers don't have time to style their hair. They need to take care of their baby, their family. So that definitely does matter depending on what age you are and how your hairstyle is. So that's a really good point, Monica. Weston, do you have anything you'd want to add to that, or what are your thoughts regarding that? Is it pretty?
That a person that change his hairstyle, not maybe just because his personality, maybe have other reasons, like like for you say that pregnant women have no time to care his hair, so they cut their hair shorter, and it doesn't mean their personalities change,
Yeah.
but it may show another personality about it. That person is thoughtful, that know that they don't have time to care their hair, or maybe of other reasons, not just because of personality.
Mhm. Yeah, there's always different reasons why people get a hairstyle. New trends that come out can also be something too. A new trend, it's trendy hairstyle that probably came out as well. Well, alrighty, this concludes our lesson of the day and our topic about hairstyles. I hope you both enjoyed today's topic. And do you guys have any last minute questions, concerns, or anything like that for me?
No. Yes, I have a question about Lisa. Is donating hair popular in your country? Do you know?
Donating hair is popular. I actually donated my hair as well. I grew it out really long and then I got it cut shoulder length to donate it. It is really popular. We also have charity events every year. Are you familiar with the brand Pantene?
No.
Okay.
The brand? Okay.
Yeah, it's a hair shampoo brand. They every year they throw a big campaign about donating hair and what they believe in. I can show you some pictures. So it is very common, to answer your question. In my country, yeah.
Okay. Many people donate their hair to do good deeds, but for some hairdressers, they secretly kept their customers' hair to sell money for profits.
Oh,
yeah.
I've never heard about that. Wow. Yeah, I've never heard about that. All I know is that if you do donate your hair, you either you mail it to different companies who do accept donated hair, but not from hairdressers. You never give your hair to the hairdressers unless you're going for an event, and then you give it to the hairdressers.
It's not popular in Hong Kong, so when I heard donating hair, I think is it for making wig, that fake hair?
Yeah, so when I donated my hair, and when most people, it's for cancer patients. So you donate your hair so they can make a wig for cancer patients. That's where I donated my hair to charity, to support cancer patients who, because they've undergone treatment, they unfortunately they lost their hair. So those companies, for example, Pantene, they create a wig from your hair and they give it to cancer patients so that they can wear a wig for the time being when their hair grows back. So that's what they do for the most part. Anything to add on, or you both are good? All good? Alrighty, well, thank you so much for joining my class today. It was lovely to interact with both of you. Have a wonderful day, okay? Hope to see you in my next class.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Bye, Monica. Bye, Weston.
Bye.